JK Games, the game podcast where we bring you the news and reviews we care about.
And this season, we're playing through one game at a time with our official, drumroll, video game book club.
So whether you're the type 200% every side quest,
or you're just here for the vibes and story,
easy mode or expert, you belong in our conversation.
So grab your snacks and let's break it down one level at a time.
Ooh!
It'll get better. We'll get more flawless.
Yeah, you know, we probably can tweak a few things, but that was raw. And me and Kayla haven't said that together yet. That was the first time.
Wow. That was it. That was, and that's our show, folks. It's been so nice.
That's all we wanted to do. Now we're done.
We just wanted to practice our new intro with you guys.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Oh my God. So funny. Blaster Goblin said, I've been watching the show since the old intro. Things have really changed around here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's been here since the very beginning? Me and Jericho were reminiscing before this episode. Who was here when it was Glitch Girls Gaming? I bet it was just Josh.
Probably. Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
I still have like our old business cards that I have, and I never really, I gave like 2 of them out to people. So someone out there has a very limited edition business card.
Yeah. Who has
part of our lore? Yeah.
And we had the stickers. Remember the stickers with our little original JK logo on them?
Yeah. That weird thing I made on my iPad. That art. Thank God for Cameron. Because listen, I thought I was a graphic designer. No. I mean, I've leveled up my skills a little bit, but French Dip really elevated our look for sure.
Yeah, shout out to the French Dip for not only our logo and our design and all of the fun things, but also we can address the beautiful elephant in the room, which is our merch.
We haven't had it. Yeah, we haven't had an episode to actually talk about the merch for real.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it on ClickerBait, but I think we were primarily highlighting like the ClickerBait merch, which is not available anymore because ClickerBait has come and gone, but you never know. It'll probably come back. Who's to say? If you have it out there. Which, speaking of, Fancy Nancy, fellow supporter in the chat, said that she got her shirt in. And you can also get your shirt. You can get shirts. You can get hoodies. Jerica has it up on the screen right now. There's a lot of different options. And there's also a fun little about me on the site. And we'll continue to evolve this site as we evolve. You can find on the bottom our latest uploads. There's cups. There's tumblers. There's so many fun things. If you have any recommendations, if there's something that you would definitely you can.
Some of these cups are sold out. I need to double check on that. Maybe the supplier's out. Don't think you missed out. It was a supply issue for sure because I didn't see a lot of tumblers or cups being ordered. So
yeah,
I'll double check that if you really want one. I'll figure it out.
That is funny. Yeah, but we aren't hand making this merch ourselves. We are utilizing a vendor, but definitely. All the proceeds do go to us and our investment into this channel. So definitely would love your support. Or if you just want a t-shirt, if you don't love the shirt, then don't get it. But I will say it's really cute. A lot of the stuff is really, really cute. So
I got a little tease of something new that I'm playing with. So this is another hoodie. You can't get this particular color in the store. I mean, you can get a black hoodie, but this is more like a pastel color. Arrangement that I've gotten here. I wanted more like cotton candy. So stay tuned. That'll probably get added at some point on a shirt because it's technically summer, but I keep my house super cold. So I'm always able to wear a hoodie, but you might not want to wear a hoodie right now, depending on where you live.
Yeah. I know we have some listeners in different regions, but there's international shipping, right? I believe
I think you can. Yeah.
It might be a little pricey for the shipping, but we appreciate you nonetheless.
For sure.
But I assume if you've made it this far, you know that I'm Kayla. This is Jerica. You
just reminded me something. I made something today that I want you to see specifically regarding our names. Oh, you'll like it.
Okay.
It's cute. You might not be able to see it unless you're like on the stream, so you might have to see it later. So
Might
say who
be
you
delayed.
are again.
My name is Kayla. I'm one of your hosts.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that worked out real well. And I'm Jerica, your other host, and we're so glad to be here today. Let me tell you, it's been months and I'm ready to let my tongue out. It's been behind these teeth for too long about a lot of different things.
That is so cute.
I mean, our names are already below us, so I might remove that at some point and just have like our name show up there so people don't have to just stare at our names the whole time. They know who we are.
Very cool. I love it. Jerica has really just I'm here to sing her praises because she has made so many amazing things for our channel and we're so excited. Like genuinely what our goal for today, and if you're all of you have been loyal supporters of us that are currently here live, if you're listening after the fact, you can always check us out live on Mondays. We have moved it up. I know we're a little late today, but the goal is to be live at around 8 Central, so 9 Eastern. But our episodes are usually broken out into easy mode, what we've been playing, normal mode, which is like our gaming news. We're still very passionate about the gaming news we care about. So it may not necessarily be every single thing under the umbrella of gaming news, but we definitely will still be doing that. And then our expert mode, which is our main topic. In the past, it's varied, like really just kind of depends. That's still the plan for tonight, but buckle up because we're changing things up. Boiling in the cauldron.
Yep.
Bubbling. It's bubbling.
Yep.
Lots of W's in the chat for Jerica. Thank you, Coal Mines. But what we're going to be doing is launching our JK Games. You may have seen the sneak peek on Instagram. If you don't already follow us, JK Games Podcast on Instagram. With a brand new face. It's a video game book club format. And you may be wondering, like, what does that look like exactly? What does that mean? Are we going to be reading? I hate reading. Why we're doing that? Don't worry.
Kayla does it, but Jerica does not enjoy reading. But I did read a lot of a book recently, and I'll share it with you later, Kayla. I'm trying to read more. It's not that I hate reading. It's like I don't make enough time to sit down and do something other than play a game at the computer or doing something on the computer. I've got to learn to go outside and touch grass or maybe turn a page, regardless.
I don't touch grass. I read a lot of books. And so sometimes it's hard to balance the time between, books and video games. But alas, what we're still going to be doing is covering the news that we care about. Like we're still going to be talking about, if we get a Death Stranding 3 announcement tomorrow, like don't worry, we're going to be talking about it next week. Like there's still going to be that conversation. We're still going to keep the core of us and what we do, but the goal is we're actually going to be playing through and discussing one game together. And we hope that as we continue to do this, like the goal is for you guys to play it along with us. If you haven't played the game and you're interested, like we'll walk through it together, or if it's a game that you know and love and want to reflect on, come along for the ride with us. And we definitely encourage you to join our Discord. We have a shared Discord with our network Drop In, Drop Out, which I know most of you that are here live in the chat have been a part of, and we thank you, and we're really excited to see how it grows. We have a specific channel within the network Discord, which you can find right now. It is on, if somebody has the link, like I know Josh so graciously pinned a comment with the JK Games website. I don't think the Discord is currently on our website, but it is definitely on our dropindropout.com. Is it dropindropoutpod.com? You can find the Discord link there.
Dropindropoutpod.com.
Yes. And going forward, we want to do this with you and have your recommendations for games that we should pick. You may notice we haven't mentioned our first game yet because we're teasing it towards the end of the episode. But don't worry, you probably, unlike us, have played this game that we're going to be talking about and probably have beaten it. Maybe not. Maybe we've sunk a few hours in. But nonetheless, we're excited to talk about it together. And think of it as your cozy corner of the internet to play along with us, be a part of the convo. Could be completely unhinged corner, as it usually is with us.
I mean, when I got my squeezy fruit here, you never know what kind of conversation we're about to get into. Look at that.
It's Buck Snacks. I'm just kidding, but not off the table. Yeah. Good pull. Mr. Hawk said, spoiler, it's Bubsy 3D.
I don't know what kind of what game it would be to start off our new endeavor with. No
Yeah.
other than Bubsy.
To
God.
High Score Weekly's point, my husband does love Bugsy, which is so funny because I think if you know him, you wouldn't think that that's like one of his
For
favorite games,
real.
but it is.
I mean, I have nothing against it. I think I mean, I've played one, I'm sure at some point. I'm familiar, but I love
Yeah,
that about him.
yeah.
That's
But
cool.
But ultimately, we got into more detail, and again, it's probably something that is going to continue to evolve. But if you love our content and you love what we do, we still want to stay true to who we are and what we do here. So we'll be covering like a range of games between like AAA, like huge games, to indie games, and the time that it takes to beat those games, the number of episodes that we will do will probably change and evolve. And that is something that you can get if you go to all platforms and follow us. We'll be updating you on the Discord and on JK Games Podcast on all platforms. Every Monday, we will still be live at 8 p.m., like we mentioned, Central Time on Twitch. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, we would love to have you. We've also been busy on ClickerBait. So that's what we've been doing for the past, few months now. And if
Yeah.
you want to, I know some people weren't necessarily watching it live. So if you want to go and catch up on that backlog, it's pretty evergreen. Like you can go back to season 1, season 2. We do like a predictions episode towards the end of the season on what we think is going to be next. And Patrick joined us this last season from Spotlight Games and Dido. So that was always really fun. But we're happy to be back on our regularly scheduled programming.
Yes.
And again, don't forget to check out Drop In, Drop Out. You'll see us in various combinations on the show. Jerica, and was it you and Patrick that did the full Death Stranding review
Yes.
last week? But today, you're going to be getting some more exclusive content that Jerica has not even shared yet about her
Correct.
review experience. No spoilers, but she's going to give, if there is anything that has to do with a spoiler, we'll make sure to let you know beforehand. But I want to hear, because me and Jerica haven't had the opportunity to talk very much. I want to hear all about it. I want the nitty gritty details of what it's like to review something for Kind of Funny. That is absolutely insane. So shout out to our Kind of Funny best friends in the chat. But Jerica, let's dive into our easy mode. We're going to chat about what we've been playing while we've been gone, catch up, just chat with you guys, sound off in the chat what you've been playing. Jerica, take it away for our easy mode, our first revamped.
Yeah, let's go. So yeah, I mean, my whole, I guess since June 2nd, I've been playing Death Stranding 2. That's exactly, I think, the day that I started, like, or I got the code. And that was pretty, like, I just didn't know how much time we would have to play this game. So I was like already like getting my feet wet and playing the first one again. And I had got about 4 to 8 hours into Death Stranding 1, and then didn't expect it that soon. But then like the next morning, I got a email saying, "Hey, here's your Death Stranding 2 code, and here's all the rules. Please read this. Don't break embargo here." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so terrified to hit start on this game." Or I'm
That's so
scared to
much
put this.
pressure.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh god, let me make sure I don't accidentally do anything wrong." And I remember like you could share just like a screenshot of your home screen in the game, but you couldn't like no screenshots inside of the game. So I posted that and like
That's tough
reread
for
the
you.
rules like 5 times. Yeah. Oh my god, I took so many screenshots, and every time I did it, I was like, "Oh god, I hope I didn't accidentally send that to Twitter." So like that fear was terrifying. So I just like disconnected my PlayStation from all things, so I wouldn't accidentally send something to some platform on accident. And I was like super terrified to like accidentally hit start streaming on my PlayStation, which I never do that anyways, but it was like a constant fear. So yeah, a lot of emotions
Yeah.
playing Death Stranding 2. And it was such a weird feeling because normally me and my girlfriend like play a lot of our favorite games at the same time together. Like we'll
Yeah.
play, and so we were like talking about it back and forth the whole time. But obviously I couldn't really share anything with her. Like I literally can't talk about it.
Mhm.
Um And
obviously
even if
she's not playing it with you, like, you know what
yeah,
I mean? Because like you can't
and you
like,
can't spoil things for her either. So
yeah,
like either way, I'm not going to be showing her everything. 'Cause like I want her to experience the story like I am. But
yeah.
man, how tough was it to not and like I think Patrick talked about our last episode when we were reviewing Death Stranding, like no one could break me. And I was like, y'all, I'm scared to even say I can't even give an opinion of I'm just like I'm playing Death Stranding 2 is all I could say. I'll talk about
Yeah.
it on the 23rd. Cause literally, like I was afraid Kojima was in the PlayStation. I was afraid they had my IP address. Like, I don't know how deep this goes. I don't want to get blacklisted from Sony or Kojima himself.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you
and
imagine?
also terrified and then also mess up something for kind of funny. Like I didn't want to do any of that. So this was just like
Yeah.
so quiet. But God, it was killing me. I couldn't show anything to anybody. I couldn't talk about what I was experiencing. It was a lot of now that you're playing, if you are playing, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of information and things from a technical standpoint all the way to story beats. It's a lot to you want to talk about it with someone immediately after experience. Like Patrick literally texted me like an hour ago about one part that I took so many screenshots in, and I was like, how can I not tell anyone about this? This it's not even a spoiler. It's just a part of it's a specific level you get to, and just the lighting, the detail was just something I've never seen in a video game. Like visually,
Yeah.
just another stunning. And I'm like, I can't. I can't. This is just me in this game right now. It's just me in the game,
Yeah.
which
That's so
you know, no,
interesting.
not being able to talk to Audrey about it, not being able to talk to any of my friends about it. Um, on top of that, like the game's whole theme is centered around a lot of different types of human emotions. It's a story, obviously, but definitely around like the first game, immense like loneliness and like Sam.
Yeah.
Spoilers for the first game, like had a I forget what the actual conditions called, but like fear of being touched. Like he did not want people touching him,
Yeah.
and was just like there's reasons why he's a porter, reasons why he lives this lifestyle, but like on the move, and it's just him and this baby attached to him. So like it's a very lonely story. So
Yeah.
and then the second one sort of goes into that, but in a different with a different lens, but it's still very lonely and sad at
Right.
times. But and so like playing it through and um with the story and my experience, like it was just double whammy with loneliness and sadness. And I want to participate. Thank God the network was working, but I have something to add about that later. Cause like Death Stranding, part of the game is too, it's a social strand system.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
strand game, which means, let me tell you what it means. I might put a ladder against this cliff for you, Kayla. And then when you're playing the game, you might see a ladder that I left you, or a bridge, or something
Wow.
I've
Yeah.
left in the game, and you'll see my name beside it that I left it there. So like the game's just full of other people playing and leaving and making I don't know, just better routes for you, leaving tools that you might need. Oh, Mr.
Yeah.
Hoax, I am definitely not going to say that out loud. I will butcher the condition. I'm going to try it. Asphenphosmophobia. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. That
There
was
we go.
it.
There, yeah, I
Yeah.
think sort of. So that made me feel a little less lonely and I'm a little bit more
Yeah.
connected, and that I was playing. At least I'm like playing with other people.
Mhm.
Um, so that was neat. And then
Yeah.
a week before the game came out, though, the network was down,
Oh,
which is a couple of issues there. One, oh, great. Now it's just me playing this game again. I don't even have my invisible friends leaving me gifts and generators where I need them. Now I'm like super alone playing it. And man, I was dicking around a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I want to finish this game before I go out to Kind of Funny. I just want to finish it. I don't have to, but I really wanted to.
yeah.
So I just put my head down and went and just started mainlining the game, which I
Right.
didn't want to do. I didn't because there's so much good stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I forced myself. And then with the network being down, I had to make my own resources because like you're riding around in vehicles that have batteries, and like I got really used to using the truck in the game, the pickup loader, to get to point A to
I've seen clips
B.
of that.
Yeah, and if you don't normally, if the network's up, by the time I get the next place, like on the chiral network, like everyone's shit starts popping up because it's on the network, and I can see Kayla's generator over there. I'm like, thank God, I need to charge up my battery again. I don't have that anymore. So like I'm having to get to these places and like bring all my equipment with me, resources so I can build my own structures that keep me going. So it made the game really super difficult near the end with the network off. So
Yeah.
you have a choice. You don't have to play with logged into the Strand social system, whatever it's called, the Strand network. You could play offline. Don't recommend it. Not fun. Not fun at all. Much harder.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Like I didn't really think about how the effects of like playing something under embargo so strictly like this, because like I never really thought about how that would kind of almost like affect your experience playing the game.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting to hear for sure.
It's one of those moments like I'm like, man, I can't look up anything. If I'm stuck or if I can't figure something out, I'm not gonna be able to look up anything because
Yeah.
no one can talk about it. So,
Right.
but I didn't.
Yeah.
Luckily,
You can't even
I
see
didn't
how
have
long
any of
it
the.
takes to beat. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even you don't even know that. So that's where I started getting just like sweating. I started like, just sweating and playing this game nonstop. I was eating, sleeping, and just playing Death Stranding. So yeah, but I made it.
And
I did it.
And for those who maybe haven't seen where you did a more in-depth review of the actual game, either on like on Kind of Funny, which you can still watch, right? If you go to their, would the best
Yeah,
place
I
maybe
think you
be
have to
their
be like one
YouTube?
of their members, but yeah, you can definitely go to YouTube and check it out there.
Yeah,
Um, it was funny because like Greg got really close to the end. He was so close to rolling credits, but
yeah,
obviously he talks about like with the Kojima game, you just can't. It's late at night. You don't want to just. You feel like you're in the end game, but you want to continue because you know you're about to get
yeah,
a lot of cutscenes, and it's not something you just hope to finish. You're gonna be back. You're gonna be on for another 3 hours more likely.
yeah,
So we got close and Blessing obviously rolled credit. So it was interesting to hear their critiques on it. But it was also
yeah,
like I really wanted to talk about the story so bad, but it's just a review of like the game and no spoilers
yeah.
because people it's not out yet. Um, but yeah, there is so much like I can't wait to talk about when um I can't wait for Patrick to finish the game so we can just
Yeah,
talk about the story. So ready
for
to do
sure.
that. It's
Because you and
it
Patrick did like a surface level, review of what maybe he's been through so far, and not like full
yeah.
in-game spoilers, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's like it's just hard to, it's like I could share parts of the story and it wouldn't spoil anything, but it would if you wanted to care about it, if that makes sense. So it's like, I don't want to share anything too specific yet because I mean, I've talked about this a few times, but like the story is a little bit more digestible in this game
Yeah.
and so interesting. And oh my God. I told Patrick this, told you, Kayla, like Troy Baker's performance as Higgs in the game is seriously like I keep sort of like pausing here because I'm like, do I really want to commit to this? But like I already said it, so I will. I'm like, he's sort of out. It's sort of taken the top spot for like Troy Baker performances. Like it has outpaced Joel's performance, like for
Whoa.
real. Like just how
I'm hurt
much
by this.
I don't, I can't wait to see like behind the scenes, like how much of himself and just, not even himself, but like how much he got to attribute to Higgs's character. Cause the character's so unique. The way the character talks, the attitude, the types of movements and interactions that Higgs has with Sam and other characters is just, it's in a league of its own. And I just
Yeah.
wonder like how much freeway that Troy had to sort of do what he wanted to with that character because it seems like
Yeah.
Kojima's pretty loosey goosey with a lot of he yeah he likes for actors to be themselves and doing the things they normally do in life. Like I think I read like something about like I'm gonna butcher her name too. Leah Sido, whatever. How I'm country right now. Leah
Leo
Sido.
Sato.
Like apparently quit smoking or something, but was smoking a cigarette. And Kojina's like, hey, that looks cool. I'm definitely butchering maybe how this interaction went. And it was just like something I read on
That
the
sounds
internet.
about right.
Who
Yeah.
knows how true it is? It's like, you should keep doing that. And then like Fragile smoking a lot in the game.
Yeah.
But there's, God, I almost had a spoiler, but I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah. No, that I think that's really interesting to like hear how like because I know that what's the word I'm looking for? Like the face of the character, the model for the character, they're like very much involved. Like I laughed so hard. I think I sent you this on Instagram of like the interview with Norman Reedus where he's
Yeah.
like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm
I don't
just
know.
here and I'm being myself.
Yeah, Kojima's he's so smart and he's like, just tells me to look up, there's a whale. And then that's all the direction.
Yeah, that's what
And
it
then he's like,
was.
now cry. Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah, and like how cool that you got to do this. Not only did you get access to this game like early and be able to like review it, but you got to do it on Kind of Funny and like with like some really cool people. And so I speak for everyone in saying I'm very proud of you. And I think that it's so dope that you got to do this with like one of your favorite games too.
Yeah, it was cool. It was very cool.
But it sounds like draining experience.
Yeah, and I sort of did some of that to myself. Like one,
Yeah.
I was building way too many roads. I'll go ahead and be honest.
Yeah.
I was in Death Stranding trying to connect all the interstates in the game. Something that has
Yeah.
not that was in the first game, and I shouldn't even been spending my time in doing that. That was so I almost said dumb, but it's not. It's just it was addicting.
No.
I like
Yeah.
to build stuff. I like to connect the strands, and I was looking at it as an investment for myself in the future because I knew I was going to
Yeah.
have to make back and forth trips. I'm like, if I can just finish these roads, because the network was on too, so it wasn't too bad because like other people are
Right.
contributing materials to like build different sections of the road. So like, I was like, this will be good in the long run. Man, I spent at one point I was like, all right, I gotta stop working on these roads. Let's just go off roading now.
I got to get
Let's
done
do
with the
that.
game. And I
Yeah.
I would be stressed if I were you too, because I don't know about you guys, but I very frequently, because I'm not typically one to like play longer games and like beat them, which maybe with our video game book club that'll change for me. Who's to say? But I always look up like, okay, like how close am I to the end, just so that I know like where I'm at. But you couldn't do that, and that's
I
insane.
know. It was terrifying.
And what did you end up? It was 80 hours, right? That you ended
Yeah,
up
it was
putting
around
in.
about 80 hours.
Yeah.
And I keep giving out this number, but I really need to like get more exact. Actually, I don't care. Who cares? It's probably like, I was around like halfway done when I started like boot scooting and boogieing all the way to the end. When I quit building roads was about halfway through the game.
Yeah. That's
So
amazing.
the other night I was streaming. Unique Technique was in there with me, and so High Score Weekly was there for a little bit. I think you even poked your head into
I
like
did, yeah.
I'm just going back to do missions for folks, and golly,
Yeah.
I found a couple more things that I didn't really know were in the game.
Oh,
So like,
very cool.
there's a plethora of things, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to put it down yet, but I'm gonna have to soon for what we're about to do. I gotta stop. I gotta
Yeah.
stop building roads because I did that last night a little bit before bed. I just want
Well,
all the roads to be built. It's so satisfying.
maybe we'll be building some other things,
Maybe,
just
maybe.
say.
Ooh.
But I know we know a lot of us here probably know that this wasn't your first time going to the Kind of Funny studio, but it was your first time doing an official review with them. So we have
Yeah.
some questions from the chat, and we'll get a little caught up on the commentary here. But High Score Weekly ask, what does the Kind of Funny studio smell like, Jericho? What does it smell like in there?
I guess the quote blessing for like how when I asked him what Kojima smelled like, it didn't really have a
Yeah, that's the next
smell. So
question.
that's a good smell. Like I guess no smell. I didn't really smell anything in there.
Yeah, that's
Don't remember.
amazing.
I guess an office smell, smell like an office. There was a printer.
You also shared a photo of the bathroom in our Discord, which is
Yeah, I did.
funny.
Yeah, it was a picture of Kevin and Greg as Spider-Man. It's nice bathroom. I do appreciate the bathroom. The first time I was visiting, when I went there, I guess my first time. Funny story. I definitely just peed. Thank God I didn't poop because I mean whatever. we've all seen poop. It wouldn't have been the end of the world, but I was like, man, the
Right.
toilet wouldn't flush the first time. It wouldn't flush, and I was like, well, there's my pee, and I'm not gonna just leave it there. Like, I want to make sure someone knows, like, the toilet it doesn't flush. It's like it just does that, and it doesn't like lift the little thing. So I
Goes to
went and
Greg.
told Greg. I was like, hey, toilet stopped flushing, and then Kevin goes in there and just like flushes it. It just works, and I'm like, I swear to God, I'm like, God damn it.
Kevin's
Now,
all
like
your pee. How do you feel
now
about that?
he did. I mean, it's fine, you know.
Yeah. Everyone
And
pees,
then the toilet
including
worked. I hate that I showed someone my pee when they didn't have to. It's like, did I look for an excuse to show my pee to someone? No.
I mean, you're playing Death Stranding true too. You're seeing pee all the time. Sprout
True.
mushrooms,
Yeah, it's on my mind.
Before I share what I've been playing and maybe some of what the chat has been playing, is there anything else that you wanted to share about your Death Stranding 2 review experience?
It was fun. I hope to be able to do something like that again. I hope there's a Death Stranding 3 one day. I'll say that. And that's not trying to hint to anything, but I had such a good time playing this game. And I don't want it to be over, even though like I know he's got like a couple projects in the works. The next big, I'm sure PlayStation 6 title he's working on. And then I was hoping to see more of why is it? Oh God, it's left my brain. The creepy weird game he's working on with Microsoft.
OD.
Yes, Overdose. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
OD is in, he's working on that, which I can't wait to see what that's all about. So, he's got a few things up his sleeve. And then like you probably have heard like the A24 is going to be helping him like make a movie. Like, I don't know how much of the story they're going to include in this movie, but Death Stranding is going to be a movie at some point. And then he mentioned that Kojima Productions is partnering with, anime studios. It's going to be an anime, which I think fits more in the law. Like, I would like to see that in animated form anyways. But, it's just cool. I hope Death Stranding becomes one of those IPs that starts capturing the hearts of many, not just gamers. So that'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing with us. We really appreciate it. And again, you can find some other more in-depth content. We also, Jerica has started posting some more review type content on our social media. So if you want to see that too, feel free.
I'll add in here too. Like, I forgot to mention, Kayla actually asked me to like introduce us to some topics earlier, and I think you ended up having to take over. I don't know. I was talking about the book club or whatever, but I don't know if like now is a good time. I'm going to do it anyways. But like, the reason why we're wanting one, we just want to make this is a way for us to make time to play games and like actually have like a dedicated schedule to it. For me, anyways, I think it's a good balance to holding myself accountable and being professional about talking about games. So that's one reason we want to do it. Another is, hey, I want to be able to play games with people and talk about them. Like, that's why we're all here. And I know for Kayla and myself, we would just both want to get really better or get better at doing review content in general. Because here's the deal. You can get the gaming news in so many places. I don't listen to Kind of Funny like I used to because of just the content I'm making and then also just all the other content I'm consuming.
Yeah.
So like I know for someone else, just another place to hear about gaming news. I don't want to be that another place, which we appreciate people showing up and like wanting to hear our opinions, but I don't know. I want us to do something different that makes people like want to come to us more often for a different type of show that involves video games. So I'm excited to see where it takes us.
Yeah. And I think it's cool too, because like one thing Jarek and I were talking about as well is like we've always talked about on here, like our backlogs and how long they are. So like our goal is to like sometimes we might be playing a brand new game that just came out, or a lot of times I feel like we're going to be kind of reaching back into our backlog or like revisiting something that maybe came out this year that we didn't get to finish that we want to finish. Because I feel like, we are people as well as people that host a podcast. Like there's a lot of things going on. We've expanded our network into being involved in more shows where there's several other things that are happening in other conversations where you can get content. which we'll more on that later too, on like where's the best place to go for certain things. But we want it to be like a community and we want to hang out with you guys and discuss things and go into details. But yeah, I'm really excited to see like how things go. And our, oh my gosh, that graphic that you made, Jerica, and I know French Dip helped design like the logo.
Yeah.
Amazing. 10 out of 10. No notes.
Looks good. Looks good.
As far as what you guys have been playing, just to rattle off in the chat some, like Coal Mines mentioned since the last JK Games episode that he's played Clair Obscur, which Jerica and I both played and finished. And we did a whole review on Drop In Drop Out if you want to watch the full like spoiler review.
I was supposed to be on there, but I had an incredible wild diarrhea. There we go. I did. It was last minute too. Like I was literally like getting out of the shower trying to like fix myself and I just couldn't leave the toilet. Yeah. And it was like so sweaty and I was like, I cannot talk about games right now. I just want to die. So like yeah, I missed it unfortunately. I was bummed. But that's great so episode. Funny.
Yeah. Which Cognitive Clip said he's been hooked on Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. I saw that from the Discord and it looks like something I would like, honestly. When I hear Rune Factory, I get scared because isn't it like a big series? Like there's a lot of games in there, I think, right? It's like a big franchise. I don't know. Something like that. And then we also have High School Weekly mentioning Fantasy Life, the girl who steals time. Since this is technically our easy mode, and I have also been playing the Fantasy Life, the girls who steals time.
What do you think about that? It's on my radar.
So much fun. It is like I am having a great time, but it is a little bit overwhelming because this is the first game I've played in this franchise. There is several games I've been playing on my Switch too, which I have been loving. And it's basically there's a story that you're following. It's not necessarily the most like story rich experience. Like it's not like a big sweeping plot. Like for example, Expedition 33. It's more, there is a plot and there's a storyline you're following, but you get to experience these different like lives as this character. And you get to almost play this like giant like sim game where you can be all these different types of things. Like you can cut, it sounds simple. You can cut trees down. You can be like a lumberjack. You can be a miner. You can be a soldier. And you're playing through all these different like occupations, but it contributes to the story. And you have a skill tree for every single one of these jobs or these lives that you have. And you can unlock several different things if you go down certain paths. Like it's just very like, there's so much to do. So many things. And I'm only in like the very beginning stages of like the opening area. And I've been told that it opens up a lot. Like High School Weekly mentioned, he's the one who actually recommended I play it. The story's goofy, but I like it. Some of the dialogue's a little like cheese, you know?
Yeah.
And Coal Mines and Unique Technique also mentioned they're waiting on it to go on sale. It is pricey. I believe it's like $59. So like it does.
Jeez.
I know. Yeah. When you look at it, you may look at it and be like, is it really worth that price? Personally, I think it is. But I also understand wanting to wait until it goes on sale because it probably will during like Black Friday. But yeah, I think ultimately it's definitely worth it if you like that type of game. Heroic Headgear, which welcome. I hadn't shouted at him yet. Sounds like a crazy time sink. Yes. And it's really like casual at the same time. Like it's something that if I only have like an hour or so to play something, like I can just turn it on and like play through some parts. And not be super stressed about like making sure I'm paying attention to every dialogue choice and like moment in time. I also like it has like, oh, thank you for pulling it up. Yes. I like that it has auto, like, I don't know the word for this. Like when you're going through dialogue, instead of having to press A to like, continue.
Like press and hold or.
Yeah, it has like an auto like go on. So I can like set it up and watch it like while I'm doing something else. Like it's definitely really, really nice. So I'm glad that you guys mentioned that in the chat because it is definitely a really fun one. One last shout out before we move on. Game Over Cholo, welcome to the chat. Also said, I came out of my cave from platinuming platinuming Night Rain. That's crazy.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, I bet you were in
Wowza.
a hole. Moved immediately to Death Stranding 2.
Oh,
It
in
looks
for a
amazing
treat.
on PS5 Pro, and he's on Chapter 6.
Oh, hell
So,
yeah. Making your
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. Making my way downtown. And then yeah, like High School Weekly mentioned, multiple level dungeons. A lot to do. It's got a lot of really cool stuff. And aside from that, I've also been playing Lost in Random, The Eternal Die as well. And that is on Game Pass. And I have no experience with these games, but it's a roguelike type game that has a lot of very addictive elements to it. And I am having a blast. The characters are really interesting. And yeah, unique technique. Also, Lost in Random, so fun. Also, if you have Game Pass, it's included, so you should play it. I've been trying to play a lot of new releases lately, just to like. I got in a little bit of a gaming slump post Expedition 33, so I was just trying a bunch of things out. But this one has been scratching an itch. It has like a card type system, and the die that you're like rolling also has an effect on like your runs when you're going through. It reminds me of Cult of the Lamb a bit,
Yeah.
the way that
Okay.
it's laid out, and like you start out with these different like tools that you can use, different weapons, very like classic roguelike dungeon elements. But it feels so different every time you play that like the loop has caught me. You know what I mean? Like it's different. Each time is a little bit different. The villain is really cool. I'm into the story so far. It definitely has like a overarching story.
What is the character? I'm trying to
She's
play.
like
I see the
she has
dice.
this mask, like she has like this
Cool.
owl type mask on, and she's really cool. She's like, I think she's supposed to be like a younger girl. I don't know a lot about her yet. And yeah, the dice is like a character. Like he's actually like,
Whoa.
yeah. You can't play as him, but like he's like a weapon in a way. Like you can throw him at people, and he is like, depending on what number it lands on, like it's an actual die. So you throw him at an enemy, and depending on what number he lands on, it can have different effects like around you. So there's like
That's
this
cool.
randomized aspect to it,
Hmm.
and it's like a character that can talk to you and stuff. So I think it's really fun. Definitely recommend it. And yes, Heroic Hegger, Cult of the Lamb mentioned. I love that game. It is amazing, and still has DLC coming out all the time. And I think it's on sale right now for
I know.
the next fest.
It's on my list. I want to get to it.
On the list.
It's on the
And then
list.
I don't know if you're talking about High School Weekly might be talking about Fantasy Life, but said the NPCs are specialized with their own lives, yes, and can buddy up with you to help chop wood or fish and stuff. So, yeah, those are the two games that I've been spending a lot of time in. But, Jerica, do you think it's time to dive a little bit deeper into our normal mode, if you will?
Yes.
And then maybe a little bit of our expert mode too, about like what is this going to be? And again, we may not have all the answers right now about what it's going to look like, because again, we're all learning together. But let's talk about the game that we picked for our first one, what it could look like for future games when we pick them, what our episode structure might look like. Take it away. Let's talk about the book club a little bit more.
I'm going to pull up the game that we're picking so we can show people what's going on. Here we go. Here we go. Coming up. It's coming up. Big reveal. Oh my God. Listen. Here's the thing. Tears of the Kingdom is going to be our July game. And I say July game because I know it's a hefty one. So this is going to be sort of the first like test subject for us doing our book club review. And the reason why we picked this game, you might think, wow, it's a big one to go after, Jerica and Kayla. Y'all sure you want to commit? And what I love about Tears of the Kingdom, because I got about 30 to 40% done with it before I was like pulled away to something else. And I was like, this is fine. I don't think I'm going to play this anymore. I'm going to wait. And not because it was bad. I was having a great time, but I really want to play this on the next Switch when that comes out. And now we're here. We're finally in this moment where I can play this on the Switch too. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it was a hefty one to pick, but honestly, like there's a lot of ways you can play this game. You can mainline it and be done pretty quick. So I've heard, if it's similar to Breath of the Wild. Also, like there's just so much game, but
Mhm.
a lot of it's not like required. So
Yeah.
it's going to be really fun for us to sort of see what journey and path we each take and compare.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people play this game differently, obviously. So, and yeah, I really want to see where this story ends, and I've been dying to get back to it. And the Switch 2 just came out, so I was like, Kayla,
Yeah.
watch a video on Breath of the Wild, and then let's play this because I
Yeah.
want to play the latest one.
Yeah, I think that it's a really interesting one to pick too because like I do feel like it is Zelda is definitely a franchise that I'm not familiar with. This is my first Zelda game, guys. I want you guys to be able to
What?
experience this through me. Yeah. High School Weekly mentioned so funny. I actually am borrowing his copy before we even necessarily decided that this was for sure going to be what we picked first. I wanted to borrow a copy just to make sure I enjoyed it, and I do a lot. A spoiler alert, we've kind of already been playing it a little bit behind the scenes. Woo-hoo-hoo.
I picked it back up. I was
Yeah,
jumping around. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So as far as like what that's going to look like, or what we've kind of talked about is, we'll have multiple episodes, right, on what we're playing. The length in which we take to do it will depend on the size of the game for sure, but we will still be here every Monday and kind of talk about, beforehand, like what is the episode going to look like. We imagine for like the first episode when we start out, like our first chapter. Ooh, that's something. That's
That's
something.
it.
First chapter.
Yep.
Uh, will more than likely look like what let's explore the franchise a little bit. Let's talk about the game itself, when it came out, maybe like some of the like context for the game itself and our like first hands-on experience with it, maybe like our first impressions, still staying like high level for those who don't want like story spoilers. But of course, as we continue to play, we'll go into story spoilers. But Jerica, anything else from your end that you want to add about the structure, like what it might look like, how people can get involved? Anything else you wanted
Yeah,
to
like
add? Yeah.
obviously, if any at this point, probably everyone and their mom has beaten this game and just waiting for us to catch up. But it'd be really cool if there's some people out there that haven't beat Tears of the Kingdom yet. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more than we think because, like, you get
Yeah.
lost, just like in Death Stranding, you get lost building stuff in this game too. And I'm sure some people have not rolled credits. Um, but what I know, like, for the structure specifically, like it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, like based on
Yeah.
how long the game is. Um, I love that we picked this because, like I said, it's a big game, but me and you can definitely pick apart different things that I'm sure each of
Yeah.
us will miss or not experience. And overall, like we can sort of choose like when we want to sort of mainline it. I think we can be strategic with that and sort of time that out,
Yeah.
right? Because like you can pretty much do whatever you want to do in this game. You can go fight
I've
the
learned
baddie.
already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. Like, so we have control of our own destiny here. We just might have a harder time if we just gun ho all the way to the boss for the ending.
Yeah.
But um I think this would be a good one to sort of practice with. And then we're gonna have games that obviously we pick up and we knew I think for a fact we'll both love this game, might like
Yeah.
it and love it for different reasons. Might find some things we don't really necessarily love, but we're not gonna hate it. But if there's a
Yeah.
game in the future that we hate, we will stop playing.
Yeah.
Okay. We will
We
stop
will.
played. So just saying, we won't waste anyone's time if we're not feeling it. But we're going to talk through why we're not feeling it and maybe what
Yeah.
can we do to fix it, or even ask for your help. If there's something we're missing, like, hey, if this game's so good, like, why can't we not play? Like Elden Ring's one of those for me, but we're not going to do that anytime soon. We got to, I need to level up a few things before we do Elden Ring. But that's one of those games like I really want to be great, but I hate it because it's so hard. But I
Yeah.
get it. I respect what it is, but I just suck at it and I don't have time to get good.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's going to be like evolving based on the game and shorter experiences. Like me and Kayla hope in between, like we're playing Tears of the Kingdom. If we were playing another chunkier game, we would also be playing like indie games and smaller games that might come out on Steam here and there too to like highlight and promote that we're
Yeah.
enjoying. So like we're gonna not just be talking about one game the whole time. We'll be still talking
Right.
about if there's any gaming news that we want to bring up. Uh, if there's another smaller title that we've been playing that we want to bring some awareness to. And then I had a third point, had my third finger ready, but then it just left me.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got something to fill it with until I think about what the other point I wanted to make.
Yeah, I think one other thing that we've talked about doing that we would like and love your input on is like bringing people on to the show, like either guests that maybe this is like their favorite game of all time and like they want to just chat about it on one of the episodes where we cover it. It's going to be evolving, and especially for a game like this with Tears of the Kingdom, we're going to have several episodes covering it as we go. So maybe we'll have like, you know, we hope to have something even bigger one day, like maybe a developer from the game, if it's something that we are able to do, maybe a voice actor in the future. So that's kind of some of our goals for like long term that we want to continue to build on. But if you have a recommendation, like we will be coming to you in the future for what you would like to play. Is there something like on your backlog that you think we would enjoy? Because again, like Jerica mentioned, we want to play games that we care about and that we find joy in. Jerica and I are very different types of gamers, even in games that we both enjoy. So, like she mentioned, I am traditionally more of a mainline story gal, whereas Jerica likes to do more of the side quests and like likes to go on a journey. And there are certain games where I will do that, but it'll be interesting to hear like the range in which we play the games. So I am excited. Jerica, did you remember your third point?
No, I never did.
That's okay.
So I guess it wasn't that important, but yeah, my goal is also like just highlight, not every monthly, weekly, it's not a monthly game because it might be a game that we highlight for 2 weeks. I think I sort of remember what I was talking about. So like Tears of the Kingdom, we're going to play with a structure where, next week is going to be our, first impressions of the game, where we've gotten, what are we liking, the first chapter, as Kayla was sort of describing. And then the next week we'll go a little bit further with like story or
mechanics.
Are we still like, did we feel this great? Are we still high on it like we were last week? What are we struggling with if we're getting stuck somewhere? It's just an interesting one because like I might get to a specific part in this game my first playthrough, but then Kayla might take a week to get, not because it's hard, but because she might just miss it and like go in another direction. So like there's so much that can be said with Tears of the Kingdom. So that's why it's such a good game for us to sort of figure out our structure. But yeah, I can't wait to do this. And obviously would love to get eventually a calendar together for like at least the next couple of months and weeks, whatever we got planned out, like these are the games, and then implement a structure for where we maybe 2 months from now the next game is going to be voted by the community, and that's the game that we play. And if we hate it, by golly, I'm going to be calling on you to be on the show to help me figure out how to love it. If you love it so much, I need you to help me love it. I'm just kidding, but no, like I think that's the goal, and obviously be making content about these games as we're playing. So like Tears of the Kingdom, I'm going to be making some weird penis monsters and showing those off next week. I'm ready. And now we can do the QR code. So Kayla, I can send you my weird penis monsters next week. And
I can't wait to see.
It's great.
And then also like one thing I really like doing is giving like recommendations for people based off of a game. So like if you beat Tears of the Kingdom and you're just along for the vibes, like we mentioned in our new intro, we can give you recommendations on like, if you like this game, maybe you'll like this game, or like, talk about the genre too. If it's like a genre we don't necessarily play as much, like the possibilities are endless, and we're excited to have you here along for the ride. Hopefully, we're open to your feedback. You guys have like seen us evolve through so many different things, but we haven't changed our structure in a while. So we will have some learning curves, but I'm super excited, and I can't wait till next week when we, give it a little intro to the game.
And I just like, now I have like a reason, and well, not a reason. I've had a few reasons so far, but I haven't had as many opportunities to use my roll review scale. I'm just ready to have my roll buttered. Is it dry? Is it wet? Is it soggy? So I can't wait to give my roll review by the end of whatever game we're playing. So like Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know yet. Can't wait to see.
Say?
Can't wait to see if it was buttering my roll when I started. I just hope it can keep going because it's probably dried out. If the roll was buttered like I was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it's definitely dried out. But can it get revived? Can we sprinkle a little moisture on that roll and bring it back to life?
Yeah, and maybe who knows? Wake me up inside.
I was like, bring me back to life. That was not. But thank you. You knew what I was trying to sing.
Yeah, exactly. Re-moistened, according to High School Weekly. I hate that. Yeah. Personally, I think that I hate that. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be working on for the next however long we are doing Tears of Kingdom. Expect, like, I would really love, like Jerica mentioned, like a calendar to kind of help you guys see where we're going, like, so you can keep a lookout for sales too. Like, if you know, like, next month we're playing South of Midnight or something, like, you would know, like, okay, yeah, let me be looking out for that on sale, or like go ahead and grab it. You can go ahead and start if you want to. But we'll be progressing alongside you all as we
like I'm just getting an ideas right now. If after this we decide at some point to play Mass Effect, wouldn't it be cool to have like one of the episodes because that's going to be a game that definitely takes us a month, like one of the games, right? Where maybe we like have a week and we just like talk about all the romance options, talk about all the dialogue choices you've made, and like compare and contrast, and like what could make this character a little bit stronger here. Like truly bring in some of Kayla's real life book club expertise to games. And I think that'd be really fun, like discussion, to like have those kinds of talks versus just like gameplay. Like, let's talk about the characters.
Yeah, it gives an opportunity for us to go so much deeper, like you were saying. Like, I think it really is going to be really fun. And that is going to have to be on the list because Betty, what's her name? Betty Hyperthrust Dixon?
Yeah, I think that's her. Maybe I have her on there,
Yeah.
Talking about when we talk about the romance section, I'll call her up, ask her to come back.
If you know, you know. But we did do one playthrough of Mass Effect, and we have not been back to it. But
I found this lady on Craigslist, and I hired her to play Mass Effect with Kayla because she said she got abducted by aliens. So I was like, cool, she can cover for me while I'm out of town.
Heroic Headgear said, talk about how Vanguard is the best class and everything else is wrong.
See? Yeah.
See, this is the energy we need.
Mm-hmm. We can go ahead and put that in there for November. Is Mass Effect.
Let's do it.
November, because it's in 7 day. We might get some news. Hopefully the studio doesn't close.
Oh, no.
Please, God. Sad. I'm scared.
Yeah. But with that being said, if your favorite game is on there, you know what else has to be on this list?
Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
Where do we put it? Because like I got it downloaded. It's ready to go, Kayla.
How many hours is it? I actually don't know. How many?
Oh, and I actually had another slide for this episode, but I forgot to share it for like Tears of the Kingdom. While you're looking that up, I'm just going to pull it back up. I forgot to share it. I don't have it in a shareable format at the moment because I'm on this dumb PC.
Jerica, let me hold your hand while I say this.
Mac. What?
Titanfall 2, 6 hours. Mainline.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Man, if you get all the trophies, you want.
If you get all the trophies, it says if you complete 51 trophies in Titanfall 2, it takes 15 to 20 hours. Completionist.
That's my kind of game.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Is as popping off. Yeah. Heroic Headgear. Titanfall 2 is the best FPS of all time. Thank you!
I keep hearing. I hear consistently great things, and then Kayla's just always talking about it. I'm like, I'm truly missing out. It's a lot better than Tears of the Kingdom, roughly 55 to 70 hours,
Yeah. I forget who it was. I apologize. I think it was Cole Mines who said he spent 120 hours in Tears of the Kingdom. But that's a range of experience. Once again, we'll keep you updated.
He's making a lot of penis monsters. Okay. I know what he's spending his time doing.
That is so true. And yeah, Sirius Shard mentioned so respectful of your time. I agree. And that'll be on the list. I don't know where it should fall yet. But we'll definitely, there'll be some that are like, I would love to we take each other through some of our favorite games. I think that's also a really fun idea. So yeah.
And then like maybe so like we keep up with all the games we've played this year, and then we like do a book club review like ranking.
Yeah.
At the end of the year.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, Heroic Hacker just reminded me of something. Titanfall 2 has a character named BT, like the BTs in Death Stranding. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe inspiration. Maybe
Could
Kojima was a pilot in his past life. So.
Wouldn't surprise me. I feel like that man's done a little bit of everything.
Ooh. Coal Mines also said Life is Strange is a great game for this format. And you're so right, because it's already episodic. So
it's been so long since I've played. Have you played the second one?
I actually am in the middle of it. I haven't finished it.
Oh, maybe now you hold on to that, because that's also a good one.
Kat, you're so sweet to us. So
I haven't played Tell Me Why. Have not played that.
I haven't either. High School Weekly also said Or Tell Me Why is a good one. And that I feel like those are usually relatively short.
Shit. God, see, this is why this is great. I'm already feeling good about this. Yes, Wolf Among Us is on my list. I've just been holding off for like a potential remake at some point. Like, but it seems like the sequel they're still working on it, but it just seems like there's no like real updates on when that's happening. So I might just have to drop all the things and just finally play Wolf Among Us and not care about if it's old at this point. Yeah. So also I really want to play it.
Yeah. This is what you get here. Oh, so excited.
Fun.
Did you show your slide already, or are you still pulling it up?
I don't have it. It's fine. Oh, it's okay. I just had the Metacritic score on it. It said a 96. Yeah. Tears of the Kingdom. So we're playing a must-play game. We're doing it. We got an easy experience here. I can't wait to see what if we agree with the rest of the reviewers here for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. What if Jerica and I hop on our first episode and we're like, we hate this game.
We hate this game. Yeah. Gross. Too many penis monsters.
Yeah. I'm excited to talk about because I have no history with it, like I've played a lot of games that have taken inspiration from different Zelda games. And so like I've already seen so many similarities. Like I know this game's not like old, like Tears of the Kingdom is newer, but like I can tell some of the things that have been a part of the games, like as the franchise, have like spread into other areas. And so like we really can like take pieces apart. So, yeah.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Let's go.
Well, this was fun getting back. We're back.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be back. Ready for next week.
We covered a lot here. We covered what we've been playing, Jerica's review experience, our new merch and website, our new format. So you have a lot to expect here. We hope to see you next time. We'll be here.
Please come back. We're going to play Tears of the Kingdom. If you'd like to also do this with us, just know, hey, Kayla's starting Tears of the Kingdom, has just started, and I'm picking up about 30 to 40% of the way through, but I might actually go back in time a little bit because I don't remember what I was doing last when I hopped on. I was like, I don't know where to go. So play with us. Hop back on those tears so we can cry together.
Yeah.
This is Tears of the Kingdom, so I just want to say crying. I want to know why it's called Tears of the Kingdom. Why is the kingdom crying? Yeah. Remember, at the end of all this, next month's game, at the very end, the last episode for Tears of the Kingdom, did we figure out why the kingdom cried? Did we get that answered? If we didn't, 0 out of 10. It's in the title. Okay. That's it. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Bye.